one of your blog posts, you said it's much more important to have a compass than have the map, which I found to be very predictive. So on that, and we talked about the entrepreneur and his ability to be agile and adapt. What are, you think, the most important traits you look at an entrepreneur when you want to invest or support him?
So there's an interesting balance between focus and peripheral vision. So for instance, there's a study that was done, and they collected people who thought they were very lucky, and they collected people they thought they were very unlucky. And they put them in a room and gave them a newspaper and said, count the number of pictures in the newspaper. And then in big headlines said, if you see this, you get $250 if you tell the examiner. Another one says, there are 42 pictures in this newspaper. All the lucky people read it. They go, give me $250, I'm done, 42 pictures. And all the unlucky people are like looking, and they're counting the pictures. And so luck is whether you're looking for the opportunity around you. If you have a dot on a screen, and you put the pictures around the edge, you see the peripheral. If you say, I give you $10 to watch the dot, they can't see it anymore, the peripheral. And so when we talk about businesses, we always talk about execution and focus. But execution and focus means putting your blinders on, which is important when you kind of are doing the sprint. But then you have to be able to look up and say, wait, this isn't working. Hey, Habib, because the problem is when we're having these mixing meetings and you talk to Fadi and he's talking about logistics and you're in the bakery business, if you're not looking, you'll miss that opportunity to say, hey, wait a second, maybe there's a way for me to work with Abraj. And the ability to...
Aramex.
Aramex. But he's also Abraj. Is to unfocus, to look for the peripheral opportunity, but to focus when you need to be driving your car. And it's also for risk as well.
What do you think about MBAs for entrepreneurship, for entrepreneurs, basically?
So if somebody has an MBA, they have to explain to me why the hell they got the MBA.
Okay, Muhammad, explain. Muhammad, right. That was a question leading to you. Explain why the hell you have an MBA, and why did you go to McKinsey?
Yeah, exactly.
Before. That's the other one. Management consulting MBAs are two things they have to explain before I'll ever invest.
Okay, so we have Muhammad here next to you, who's actually running one of the most successful startups here, an MBA and a McKinsey guy. Tell us, why did you do that, and how did you take yourself away from that? Just break the stereotypes for us.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, it was a very deliberate decision to go back to get the MBA, and it was in order to put me within Silicon Valley. So I specifically, the only place I really wanted to go was to get integrated into the ecosystem, and so I went to Stanford. And during my time there, I fully focused on pivoting my career and my background to understand better the venture capital market, understand better what startups do, how to be successful. I took the summer between my first and second year to work at a startup that was actually running in the Valley. And that is actually that MBA experience, that 2-year experience, is what solidified my passion for the future in being more of an entrepreneur and in being in this system. So that's kind of the reason behind the MBA. Yeah. And then yeah, okay. So then I have a double strike. So then coming out here to the region, though, honestly, it was my first time working in the region. So I'm Iraqi American and had grown up and lived in the U.S. basically, and I knew that I wanted to better understand what it was like to actually work within the region. And so the McKinsey experience gave me on the ground 6 months, for instance, working in Saudi, working at a client in Jeddah and Riyadh, and commuting there, understanding the challenges of what is it like to actually almost live there in this market, right? And seeing these things firsthand, and then also understanding what are the needs, what does the market actually require, instead of coming from the outside and hypothesizing, spending some time here and actually getting a sense of the market before jumping into a play.
And can I just, so that's a good answer. So, but let me just explain why me and all of the VCs that I work with give you a black mark. Usually, traditionally, people get MBAs if they want to make as much money as quickly as possible without doing any work. And that's kind of like, statistically, that's, I think, relatively true. And there are always exceptions. And management consultants are often people who want to make the most money they can with taking no risk. personal risk. And so those are two negatives for entrepreneurs.
sure.
So that's why we asked. But you were tactical, so that's a good answer.
No, and I agree with your and that was actually a deliberate choice then to just jump out of the management consulting world, because it did feel it's so structured, it's so safe, and it's so kind of on this path. It's quite frankly, for me, it was getting to a point where it's going to be boring and leading to a certain end result, which wasn't me, right?
And three of you took the same jump. Three of you co-founders were MBAs and consulting management, more or less. Two of you. Okay, two.
Which Lewis is right here, by the way.
Yes.
Harvard MBA, McKinsey. but also same passion.
Who's the next entrepreneur? Who's a consultant now? Ex-consultant in the room.
Nobody's gonna raise their
Oh wow! All right. Okay, no clap. Who quit consulting? Okay, now you can clap. Now you can clap. Okay.
It's not that, I mean, honestly, that experience is a positive one, because it gives you the view of, in an early ecosystem like this one, it's a positive one.
So I would say I'm in total agreement with what Mohammed says. The Arab world is such a difficult place to do business in, and the exposure that the McKinseys and others of the world get access to these markets because governments open doors for them. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to go to Saudi Arabia, good luck. So these guys know the Saudi market, know the ecosystem.
Well, although
there.
Saudi Arabia is ranked number 8 in doing business.
Huh?
It's ranked number 8 in doing
Yes, so that tells you, well, I'm not going to comment because the Saudi Arabia is my largest market, so let's...